Yes, I got your hi.
Okay.
I don't know.
Dev Cameron, I have started the live stream in YouTube. I think you will be take care.
Okay.
Request the participants to rename their Zoom name as their name hyphen college short name for easy identification. Good afternoon, Victor sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Can you hear me
Yes,
clearly?
sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Wonderful. Okay.
Can we check the share screen option, all that, sir? You can share your screen, check your presentation is working.
I will do that. Yeah. Can you please confirm if you're able to see the slides?
Just a second, sir. It's loading. Yes, I can see your site, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Okay. Is there any video that you are playing, sir?
No, I'm not playing any video. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Victor. I am Krishna Kumar.
Sir.
I am the industry tower head of PALS.
Wonderful, sir. Good afternoon. Nice meeting you.
Yeah. Sir, RKR has not come.
Yes, sir. I'll call RKS.
Okay, sure. Let me check with RK. Okay. Good afternoon, Victor sir. Good afternoon, STK sir.
Yeah, good.
Good afternoon, madam.
Now I'll share my screen. I'll just share the posters so that people can recognize.
Sure.
Mr. Victor, I've seen you somewhere earlier. Face very familiar.
Wonderful. Okay.
I was with L&T and then Lucas TVS.
Okay. Okay.
I retired as Senior Vice President Lucas TVS.
Okay. Wonderful.
And
Okay.
I know they come to RMK Engineering College later on.
No, actually.
Yeah, I was the adjunct professor there.
Okay.
Good afternoon, RKS, sir.
Good afternoon.
So adjunct professor in Anna University and VIT, Vellore.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Okay.
Good afternoon, Victor, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear us? Yeah, we had some. Your voice was kind of breaking. Krishnamurthy, sir, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you clearly.
Okay.
We
Good
will
afternoon,
start
Mr. Kumar, sir.
at 1:35. Giving 5 minutes of grace time.
Okay, we got enough participants anyway.
We are also streaming this session in YouTube also. We have 32 participants watching in YouTube so far.
I hope we can record this program.
Yes, sir, we can. Yeah.
Sure, we can start recording at the right time.
Yes.
We got 450 participants.
Yeah.
Vivekananda participants are attending in classrooms. They have registered around 700 participants have registered.
Okay, that's good.
So
It
they
won't
are
will be
attending in
taken as
auditorium,
one.
and also GRT students also, GRT College of Engineering students also attending in classrooms.
See, where the number of students are large, we request the college to stream it in an auditorium and ask the students to sit there so that we don't have too many logins. Okay, we'll start here. It's we've reached 500 on the number here. Let's get started here, Kishore.
Okay. Okay, I'll start. Okay, sir. Welcome. Okay, I'll start recording this. Welcome to this PALS special lecture on Introduction to Infosys Springboard. I'm Kishore from PALS Program Management Office. I'll be moderating the session today. I would like to rehydrate the basic instructions once again. I'll share my screen for the Zoom instructions. For easy identification, please rename your Zoom display name as your college short name and your name. Participants will be stay muted and allowed to be unmuted only during the Q&A session. Chat box will be restricted and you can message us. During the session, if you have any questions to be asked to the speaker, please write to askpalspmo@gmail.com. This mail will be monitored throughout the session. Ensure to write your name, college name along with the question. Other way to ask your question is use your raise hand option to interact with the speaker. Attendance link will be pasted in the chat box. Please use the registered mail ID to mark your attendance. Please follow these instructions. Now I request Krishnamurthy Rao sir, PALS champion, to introduce the speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to all our college participants. Welcome to Infosys. Oh, I'm not mute. I'm quite unmuted. Sorry.
I think it's at their end, sir. Please continue.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Still on mute.
No, but I don't know. They're audible, so it's okay. Are you audible?
You're still on mute.
Sir, you are audible, sir.
RKR, please go ahead, RKR. Please, RKR, go ahead, sir.
Yes. Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to this program. All the participants from our partner institutions, our friends from Infosys, our colleagues from PALS.
We can't hear you. I don't know where it is going. Okay, anyway, I'll try to come again.
Okay. And friends from PALS and colleagues from PALS and all others, we welcome you. Just to add a point to what Kishore said, we have some students sitting in an auditorium and listening to the lecture because there are too many people in the college who are participating. For their benefit, we have given an email ID where you can send your questions, and the questions we will record, use the, open, the email ID is kept open and we will answer the questions. Plus your attendance will be taken by your college and sent to us separately for those who are sitting in an auditorium. So you need not worry about entering your attendance and all that in the online. So with that, I would like to talk about our partnership with Infosys. This year, PALS and Infosys are working together, and we will bring about some interesting programs along with Infosys for our partner institutes. Now, this program is on the introduction to Springboard. Springboard is a product which helps in education, self-learning for the students. I will leave it to my Infosys friends to talk more about it. And we also are planning an industry visit and hackathon in the next 2 months. I will come up with the dates very soon. And so we have Mr. Victor Sundararaj from Infosys who will be taking the session. I'll give a short introduction to Mr. Victor. He is a B from Bharatidasan University in Mechanical Engineering and MTech in Aerospace Engineering from IIT Madras. Post his MTech, he had about 7 years experience in teaching engineering in different institutes. And then he joined Infosys in 2007. And since then, he has been in the education and competency developments and activities in Infosys. Today, he is Associate VP. He holds many portfolios like Head of Infosys Education, Head of Emerging Technology Academy in Infosys, and Head of Infosys Springboard, the product about which you are going to listen today. And it's indeed good that he, who has been in leading the initiative, is coming and speaking to you. Then Mr. Victor has led initiatives for partnerships with global universities and edtech companies on behalf of Infosys, and he actively participates in different national and international forums like CAI, NASSCOM, IEEE, etc. Now, we have shared a detailed biodata of Mr. Victor, so those who are interested can read that in more detail. So with that, I leave the forum open to Mr. Victor and others in Infosys to start their presentation on Springboard. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Krishnamurthy, sir. I hope I'm audible clearly. And I hope my screen is also visible. Can somebody?
Yes, sir. It's visible. You are also audible.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. PALS team, thank you so much for the invite and thanks for this opportunity to share about Infosys Springboard to to the PALs partnering institutions, heads of the institutions, faculty and students. So once again, I'm really glad to be here to interact and share details of Infosys Springboard with all of you. I would request, and again, just wanted to reiterate, you can put your questions on the chat window if you have some questions, and I would request everyone to stay on mute so that I think we'll have a we'll have a smooth session to start with. Before I go to Infosys Springboard, I thought I will share a little more about what we are doing, right, as part of Infosys competency development, skill development initiatives that we do at Infosys, so that I think that will set the context for why Springboard and how it will be useful for all of you, right? And as I start, right, so let me start with a few of these interesting quotes, or I would say directions from some of our founders, right? Founders as well as our current CEO. Inoran, right? He has given this beautiful quote. He says, the book value of Infosys actually comes down, right, when the employees leave at the end of the day, right? And it is our duty as a leadership team to bring them back enthusiastically next day, and that's where the real value of the company starts. And adding on top of it, right, and most recently when Nandan actually came back as a chairman of the board, he said the only friction between the learning of between an employee and their learning should be their motivation to learn, right? Rest of all, the organization actually should take care, right? And same as DNA, the same spirit is carried forward with all the leaders with respect to the learning is concerned, right? I'm sure some of you might have heard of Infosys, where we have the world's largest corporate training facility in Mysore, right? Not just in terms of the building, but also in terms of the commitment. In fact, world's largest corporate training center of about 350 acres, which can train about 14,000 trainees at any point in time, speaks volumes of and testimony to the fact of the importance the organization gives for the competency development, right? So it doesn't end with only the employees. How it spreads to the community, societies, or clients is what we are trying to bring in through Infosys Springboard. And whether it is Infosys Springboard or our initiatives across the board, right? Whether it is for our clients or for the societies, we try to as an organization which is a skill-based organization, right? So we wanted to focus on these four skill dimension, right? So technology skills, domain skills, social skills, and foundational skills, right? So when I say technology skills, right, it is about how you do things, right? So what are those tools and technologies? It could be starting from your programming skills to all the latest skills like your AI, to data science, to big data analytics, to automation, right, to IoT, to communication technologies, right? So it can spread across, right? I generally share these in a simple form, like ABCDs of new foundations of technologies. So A stands for your AI, automation, AR, VR, to additive manufacturing, right? B for your big data, to blockchain. C for your cloud, cyber security, communication, from 5G to 6Gs. So D for your digital, DevOps, DevSecOps, and so on, right? E for your edge networks, right, which is nothing but your IoT and so on, right? So these are different technologies, and technologies per se is something which is which is all pervasive, and at the same time I think these are evolving at a much more rapid pace than it was ever before, right? So every week, every day, we see new technologies, new tools that are coming up, and many things getting Absolute. So that and indeed, makes, whether it is the workforce in the organization, whether it is faculty, whether it is students, there is an immense need, to continuously learn, continuously upskill and reskill and stay relevant. And moving on from technology, right? The second skill, what I want to highlight is the domain skills, right? That's also something very important. It's not just about knowing how to do, right? So it is also about what is needed to be done, what is relevant for the particular industry domain, right? For example, you could be developing an application for a banking industry. You could be developing an application for an insurance industry, right? So what are those regulations, what are those standards, right? What are the trends in those industries, right? One need to be aware of, to effectively understand the problems, effectively understand the challenges, and then develop relevant solutions for those specific industry domains, right? So that's exactly what industry domain is all about. It could be products, it could be industry specific knowledge that is required, right? And then comes your foundational skills, right? So which is again, can vary. It could be role specific skills, or it could be something which is process, right? Program management, project management related skills, for you to grow in your career, within the organizations, right? And again, the last one, but not the least, the social skills are very, very important, right? It can cover wide spectrum, from a basic business English communication skills to presentation skills to leadership skills, or be it skills like your design thinking to creative thinking, speak up, right? So all those skills that will help you carry forward and take you along in your career, right? So these are the different competency dimensions or the skill dimensions, right, which are necessary to build a holistic professional career. What we do at Infosys, again, I will just briefly touch upon. We have a continuous education program, which is what we called as a continuous learning opportunities for all our employees, right? All our 330,000 employees need to continuously learn. I have already mentioned about the need for continuous learning, right? So the technologies are evolving, right? And they need to keep themselves relevant. If somebody is not learning, they will very soon become obsolete and irrelevant for the organization, right? So I think some of these numbers, again, I just wanted to quote, some of the statistics say close to about some 75% of employees in the organization are not prepared for jobs of the future, right? Or they don't have the skills of the future. Another statistics which says about 70% of the current workforce, right, in the organizations, they just have the shallow skills. They just manage with the the overall skills what they have. They they don't have the in-depth skills, right? If such is the case, in the workforce, in the industries, right, definitely at that academic level, it requires a lot of catch up, and much more needs to be done to stay relevant and to prepare the students and faculty for the future. I mean, unfortunately, I think a couple of weeks ago, I read one of the quote, right? So it says the entire generation, the current generation, is preparing towards jobs that will not exist, when they graduate, right? So such is the the scary situation. But still, I think what is more important is inculcating this culture or inculcating this habit of continuous learning is something that will keep us relevant and keep us future ready always, right? So continuous education is one of those aspects what we provide for our employees to upskill, reskill, right, and to move in their career between different career streams, right, and become an AI digital specialist in the company, right, and contribute, right? So that's something what we do. And one of our other signature program in the skill development is our foundation program. Any graduate, whether it's an engineering graduate or a first grade graduate who joins us, they go through a formal induction program or onboarding program called as foundation program. So we run close to about some 50 plus specializations. They go through this structured residential program at Mysore. Those who join us in India, they go through this residential program in Mysore, and they graduate from here. and then get posted to different locations and different units within Infosys, right? So this is what we do at Infosys, right? And the journey doesn't end there. As old as about 25-30 years ago, we started this initiative called as Infosys Campus Connect. I'm sure some of you may be aware. So that was started by the founders to prepare the entire education and academic ecosystem towards IT industry needs, right? Way back 25 years ago. And we started doing those faculty development programs and offering some of those industry courses as an elective, so that the students are getting prepared while they are in the colleges itself, right? So what we started, I think, as our own commitment to the societies, has over the period of time has become a kind of a regulation in the industry, right? So you might have heard of ESG goals, you might have heard of CSR initiatives, and so on, right? Which has become more formal, and we also follow those ESG guidelines very sincerely to fulfill these requirements as well. So expanding and building on top of our Campus Connect initiative, at the same time, some of the advancements that we have done in the space of learning internally, within Infosys, we launched this program called as Infosys Springboard, right? So Infosys Springboard is a digital literacy initiative of Infosys, and which is part of our Infosys ESG Vision 2030. The first phase of the program we just concluded in 2025. Early 2025. We had a target to enable close to about some 10 million people on digital and life skills. So that was the first phase, which ended in early 2025, and we were able to touch close to some 12.3 million users, right, by early 2025, and we have revised our goals, and now we are working towards the goal of empowering 18 million people with digital and life skills, right? So what we do here is what I'm going to talk about. We work, these are programs, the beneficiaries range from school students to young learners, faculty members, right, graduates, and professional learners, across age groups, right, who can sign up freely into the platform and start learning what they can do, right? And through these initiatives, we work exclusively with some other partners in institutions, state governments, and central governments, some of those education bodies, including AICTE, to and some of the state government skill development corporations and central universities, to propel and make available these courses more formally. In fact, as recent as a couple of weeks ago, Infosys Springboard has also been accredited by NCVT as a credit awarding body to design programs, as well as to qualify and to assess the skills as well. So that way, it's also becoming important parcel of the academic ecosystem as well. So if you are able to complete some of those learning paths and certifications, you'll also be getting those academic credits that is most needed for you, right? So that's what we are. The journey to launch Infosys Springboard. Now, getting into the details of what we do, right? In detail about some of those specific initiatives, what we do. Number one, Infosys Springboard offers close to about some 20,000 courses. I think, to be precise, close to about some 20,600 plus courses, free of cost on Infosys Springboard platform, right? So this is the learning platform is the same learning experience that we use for our own employees as well internally, right? It's an internally developed AI first, cloud first, mobile first learning platform, what our employees use, right? In fact, based on the success, only our leadership team felt that we should make it available for the societies, right? So that's how the same learning experience, what we use for our employees, is made available to all of you through Infosys Springboard. So as I said, it's available. It's powered through AI. There are recommendation engines. There are teaching, learning pedagogies, which are powered by technologies, right? And there is a telemetry, and there is an intelligent dashboards which are available for the head of the institutions to track the learning within your institution. And there are different environments for you to learn. For example, if somebody is so used to the way of learning of the chat GPT kind of an interface, right, interactive means of learning, there is a provision which is available where you can interact and get to learn through a chat. And it comes with a lot of social learning features, from a discussion forum to blogs, to quizzes, right? So there are wide variety of different capabilities, features that are available which you can make use of. So number one, there are close to about some 20,000 plus courses, and these are courses from some of the best of the best content partners, like your Coursera to Udemy to Skillsoft, right? So, and Infosys developed courses, and close to about some 150 plus Infosys certifications are available on the platform, right? So it's an all-compasive learning platform, where you can see some of those, the 20,000 plus courses which are self-paced learning programs. And you will also have an app called as a Schedulo, where you can register and attend some of those synchronous, or what we call as an instructor-led learning programs. In fact, I think once you register, you will also get a weekly calendar of trainings that happen. So these are some of those instructor-led sessions which happens typically in the evening, right? So that you can comfortably attend after your class hours. So you can also register and attend those programs which are live instructor-led sessions. And the platform also comes with what we call it as a playground, right? Which are nothing but the sandbox environments for practice, right? So in fact, there is an app called as Arena, where you can practice close to about some 60 different programming languages, right? So I will show some of those screens, in the live demo, where you can practice. So it's not just learning. Whatever you are learning, you can also practice, side by side on the platform. And what you practice, what you master, you can also take up those comprehensive assessment through certifications, and gain those mastery and gain those certifications, so that that will help you towards your job opportunities, and make you excel in those skills and competencies that you are. So that's the first part of what comes to you through Infosys Springboard. And what we have done is we have worked with some of the universities, some of the state skill development corporations, right? And we have also done, as part of our own efforts, to curate these courses into different learning paths, right? For example, there are many industry benchmarked new age roles, or the next gen roles that are evolving, right? For example, if somebody wants to become a full stack developer, right, which is a hot pick in the market, right? So where we have curated courses from a backend to front end plus cloud, plus deployment, and put them together as a learning path, right? So that you can directly consume and take up those courses and take up those assessments as well at the end of it, right? Through certifications. And there is a learning path for UI developer. There is a learning path for blockchain and IoT professionals, right? So there is a comprehensive learning path for data science and AI, right? So these are some of those curated learning paths that are already available, which can be consumed directly, right? So that's the first part of what's available for you through the program. The second one is, I'm sure, I think all of you will be really aspiring as you learn as students, right? Throughout your journey, you might be aspiring for internship programs. So there is a comprehensive 8 weeks of virtual internship program that is available through Infosys Springboard, right? So which can be leveraged. We have just closed the registrations for this half of the year, and I think new registrations will open. As you sign up, you will get those communications and banners that will show whenever the new batch actually opens. So these are internships in the areas of AI, in the areas of full stack, and also some of the non-engineering areas like marketing and so on, right? So, and this, as I said, it's an 8 weeks of virtual internship programs, where the selection will be based on whether you are able to demonstrate those skills by completing those courses and clearing those certifications. And once you're able to do that successfully, then you'll be formed into teams and assigned with mentors and experts, who will mentor you and provide you the problems and mentor you throughout this 8 weeks of program, right? So there will be intermediate assessments and so on. And there's another interesting program which is exclusively for women, that's called as Pragati, right? So Pragati, is a 12-week program exclusively for women. In fact, we started it for two different objectives. Number one was, to see how we can have an exclusive enablement programs, for girls and women, right? To prepare them towards technology, towards skills that are needed, right, for them to thrive in the workplace, right, and help them interact with some of those women in management, leaders and women leaders in technologies, women leaders in management, so that they get those inspirations, right, and the journey towards entrepreneurships, or how can they actually develop the reading habits, right? So there are different aspects that get touched through this 12-week program, which is again a virtual program, which with a neatly laid out curriculum that takes you through with self-learning. It's a kind of a blended learning what happens through that. Close to about some 12,000 girls and women who graduated through the program in the last 1.5 years or so. So similarly, internship also close to about some 10,000 people have benefited in the last year. And again, in the internship, I just wanted to make a mention of it. I'm sure there is also a PM internship program, which some of you may be aware of. So these are exclusive program, primarily for people who have graduated and yet to get into job, right? So you can register. I think there is a qualifying criteria which the state central government has actually established, where you can register and then go through the selection process as well. So in fact, we're just starting the first cohort of close to about some 1,000 interns through the PM internship program as well, right? So those are some of the programs, exclusively long-term program, what we are supporting and empowering the students, enabling the students for future jobs and future skills and so on. Another one, what we do is faculty development program. So we have we have a monthly calendar of programs which gets published, where the faculty can actually register and attend. In fact, these communications goes to the institution sparks, right, and they further communicate within the colleges and then register the respective faculty, and they attend. It could be a 1-day program to 2-day, or it could be a 6 days program on specific topics, right, from technology to different skills development programs happens through. In fact, again, how to enable faculty to prepare courses for the digital era, right, on teaching pedagogies to specific technologies are covered through this faculty development programs, right? And another one which I have to just talk about, there is an initiative called Lab on Wheels, or Maker Labs, right? So we have set up these Maker Labs in schools, close to about some 100 schools across India. And there is also a Maker Lab on Wheels. So there are close to about some 6 buses, right, which we have retrofitted with with a lab, right, which carries a 3D printer to a robotic kits, to IoT gadgets, to basic electrical electronic kits, right, which gets which goes to different nooks and corners of different states, and especially the villages where they can go and get stationed for a day or two, and the kids can come in and spend about an hour or two getting inspired on those latest and emerging technologies, right? It's not only the self-learning, it's not only those digital learning. Through Lab on Wheels, we are able to provide those hands-on experiential learning experience for the kids, right, so that you get to also soil your hands and get to learn those some of those emerging skills that are that are most needed for the current workforce, right? So these are some of those initiatives that are powered and offered through Infosys Springboard. Of course, there are exclusive programs for school students as well, and training the headmasters and so on. But I'll just reserve it. But just to provide in a nutshell, I think these are different initiatives that that Infosys Springboard offers. Right? So what I will do is I will quickly jump to the platform to show some of the screens. Right? Probably I will request somebody to confirm if you're able to see my screen. Can you please confirm if you're able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, I can see.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so all right. Yeah, so this is the homepage of Infosys Springboard. I think once you sign up, right? So the link is infspringboard.onwingspan.com. Right? When you sign up, you can sign up using your Gmail ID, or if you have any other official ID or your college ID, right, through which you can sign up into the platform. So there is an initial form that needs to be filled, which captures some of your basic details, and then you'll have an introductory video and some of the basic settings on the platform, and then it will let you in, right? So this is the page where you will land. There's the same learning experience on the mobile apps as well. So you have Infosys Springboard. If you search for Infosys Springboard in App Store and Play Store, you will get to download these mobile apps as well, right? So it's the same login, same user IDs work across these apps as well, right? So this is where you will end up, as I said, right? So these banners are, watch out for these banners, right? Because here is where you get to see some of the new launches, right? New partnerships, new courses that we launch, new programs. For example, when we start a new cohort of pragati for women, or when we launch internship program, these banners will have those communications. And in addition to, you'll be getting those emails regarding those launches as well once you become a user. In fact, I think this is another one. I'm sure you all know cricketer Krish Shrikant. So he teaches English and career skills through cricketing language, right? So you have you also get to learn through some of these popular figures as well. And as I said, right, you have courses from Udemy, you have courses from Coursera, which you can access through Springboard freely, right? So as I said, right, so when you open the platform, you get to see, you get access to close to about some 20,652 courses, right? When we call anything as a course, which is which has comprehensive learning, and at the end of it, there will be a self-assessment which you need to complete and secure 60%, and then that means the completion of the course, and then you'll be able to download the certificate of completion as well, right? So as you see in the platform, I think just like any of the social platform nowadays, right? So whatever courses you have started, right, will appear in the continued learning. I'm sure, I think many of you would have experienced this in YouTube or in Netflix, right? You watch a movie in between, and then you leave it in between, and then when you come back, you can continue from where you have left, right? So in a similar way, you can, I've started a course on IoT. I think I've done close to about some few percentage, right? Some 10%, 11% or so, and I can continue from where I have left, right? So this is something which is which is one of the key features, because that is what the current day learners are looking for, right? So some kind of a recommendation, some kind of a personalization is something what is needed, right? And I can also, the platform has many microsites, right? I just wanted to again draw your attention where these are curated sites, channels, what we call it as. In fact, we create these channels for exclusive initiatives, and institutions can create your own channels, right? So that's what I'm sure you might have seen For example, St. Augustine School in West Bengal has created a microsite for themselves, right? So there is an university, North Chandigarh University has created a channel for itself. So what does it mean? It's a microsite where you can curate, the entire microsite and say, okay, my computer science students, here are the recommendation course for them, right? Second year students, third year students, you can actually curate the entire set of courses and recommend it for your college students. They can, so that they can directly go there and start learning, right, through this channel. So that's something which is interesting one, which is available for you to create, right? Once you become formal partners, you will be able to do that. And as you continue and complete those courses, there is a machine learning based engine which gives you the recommendations of what could be your next area of interest, right? Or what could be your next learning journey, right? So that kind of a recommendation is something which is available on the platform. And as a learner, you also get to see what are the trending courses on the platform, right? What most of the learners are actually learning. So there are multiple ways in which you can start, right? So some people will be very clear what they want to learn, right? So they go and they search for exclusive courses. So for example, they go and search for machine learning, and I get the courses, and I start learning from directly, right, with the courses that are available. Or there could be some people, where they want to see, okay, what most of the people are learning, so let me start from there, right? So these are different ways in which you can start your learning. Or there could be some people who say, right, I want to create my own learning playlist, right? So for example, there is an AI playlist that I have created, right? So which I wanted to start using the way I want to learn, right? Or Digital 101, I have created a playlist for Digital 101, and I will go through this playlist and learn in the same sequence in which I want to learn. So some of these aspects the platform brings in as a what do you say, the personalization or the hyper personalization which is needed for the current day scenario, right? So you can start with those things as well, where you can set your own. In fact, I think that this is something which is again another one where you can set your own courses of your own areas of interest, right? So I can go and edit it at any point in time. I have set my areas of interest as machine learning and IoT, and the platform does the job of bringing the latest and those relevant courses for me and makes it available in the homepage itself, right? So these are certain things as a first time users of the platform, you get to see and get started from where you want to start. So a couple of interesting things I just wanted to again draw your attention. If you all remember, when I searched for machine learning as a course, right, when I click on the search feature, I get to see the courses. So instead, if I click on this Ask Zoe, so Zoe is our chatbot, AI powered chatbot on the platform. So I was talking about this ChatGPT kind of an environment where you are able to interact and learn in the in a kind of a chat way of things, right? So here is what it has done, right? It gives you the direct answer of what is machine learning, right? And which are those sources it has referred to bring you, and what could be your next question, right? It gives you those nudges. And this is the one of the latest GenAI features which we have introduced on the platform, where you can learn through this interaction and continue to interact and learn from it, right? So this is something which is I'm sure, I think some of you will find it interesting to learn and pursue this kind of a learning. Another one, again, I just want to draw your attention to different ways of learning. For example, I opened a course on IoT 101, right? And this is the way you start, right? I start the course, and since this is something which I have already started, right? I have a video which needs to be played. So instead, what I can do is I can ask the platform to summarize it, right? So where this entire video you will get to see, right, what is covered in the video. Or I can say explain IoT, right? So I just interact with this chat again. This is a same AI assistant which will provide you with the responses, right, where you can see it gives you the explanation of what is IoT, right? So while it brings, so it gives you, what is IoT and so on, right? And now here is where, it becomes more interesting. With the power of technology, right, we can change the teaching pedagogy. For example, now I say, I want to learn in a storytelling way, right? And I ask the same question, right, to say, explain IoT. Now the response will be different, right? Because I have selected, storytelling way of learning, right? The platform will, will make the explanation like a story, right? And you can see once upon a time, and it explains me what is IoT in the form of a story, right? So these are some of those, pedagogies where you can learn through analogy-based, active recall, or adaptive or Socrative ways of learning, through the power of this GenAI technologies, right? So this is some of the new things that we have, recently launched on the platform. So you can make use of it. There is a very interesting, sections on blogs, right, where we, make it available. I mean, if you have learned something which you want to post it, you can post it through, through these blogs, right? As you complete courses, you will also stand a chance to get these badges, right? And you can earn for, more badges, as you complete more courses and more assessments, you will get to earn this, new badges and so on, right? So I was talking about, some of the hands-on ways of learning. You can see there are so many apps that are available, which you can make use of, right? I talked about Arena, which is an exclusive programming app, right? You can select, the grades or the level of programming which you want to try yourself, right? And then, it will throw you the problem statements. You can select, from close to about some 60 different programming languages, right? You can select and, start programming and get to, prove your capabilities on programming. And you can upgrade from basic to intermediate to advanced levels and practice, programming through this app, through the Arena app, which is again a, wonderful thing for you to play around. And playgrounds are nothing but, again, the sandbox environments for you to practice. So if you're learning, big data testing, or if you're learning, Angular, right? So you can open this playground, which are nothing but the sandbox environments. It opens a virtual machine loaded with Angular, along with some of the sample exercises which you can try out, right? It takes about 2 to 3 minutes to load the entire, playground that you want to play out with. And not just the technology playgrounds, you also have, the professional skills playground. For example, you want to practice client interviews, right? Or you want to practice some of the technical interviews, or you want to practice, say things like, effective communication skills, right? So those are some of those playgrounds that are available for you here, where you can, try out. You also have test environments where you can, practice this communication skills, interfacing skills, and, technical interview skills, through these playgrounds, soft skill playgrounds that are available, here for you to practice. I think it's taking a little time. Let it open. And a couple of other quick things, if I have to just show you. For example, as a faculty, right, so you can make use of some of the live quizzes, right? For example, I'm sure some of you might be using some of the apps like Kahoot or some of those quiz apps. You can, as a faculty, you can create your own quiz, and the students can actually join through the live quiz. So once you launch the quiz, it can, it will generate a code which can be shared with your class, and you can have a live interaction, right? For example, you teach for 30 minutes, the next 10-15 minutes, if you'd like to recap, or if you'd like to question your batch on what they have learned, how they have learned, I think these are some wonderful ways to effectively amplify the learning as well, right? And as a faculty, if you'd like to contribute for creating a new course for the public, right, you can do that through the platform. And of course, there are many other features that are available on the platform. As I said, you have this learning analytics, which can be effectively used, right? And these are institution level learning analytics, which will be provided to the head of the institutions, where you can get to see what are the learnings carried out by your students on the platform, right? So this is a quick in a way of I think just to share a couple of more things. So there is a exclusive page where you can see some of these microsites that I actually talked about. For example, this is again another unique one. For example, this is exactly what we teach for our graduates who join us at Infosys, right? So if somebody wants to set up a career in IT, right? So they start with the IT foundation, right? So this IT foundation where you get to learn one programming language, database, right? And software engineering fundamentals, professional skills, right? In terms of, from design thinking to business writing to email etiquette. And then it is all summed up with an Infosys certification, right, on Java or Python. So this is the first step, right? So building the IT foundation, and then you get to actually specialize in one of those skills that are needed, right? It could be full stack, it could be UI, it could be IoT or blockchain, right? So here are some of those learning paths and certifications that are made available for you in a comprehensive way, where you can directly come and consume these aspects. And apart from that, this is again quickly for probably faculty members. There is we have curated a channel called credit based. Right? Again, let me directly go there.
So we are seeing your screen which says fetching data for a very long time.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I think I have moved on. Looks like I think it's not.
For quite some time, I think you were speaking with another screen. We have been seeing only fetching data.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for highlighting. Yeah, I hope it has changed. I think I had opened a new window. Unfortunately, that was not.
Now we are seeing a different screen.
Oh, you are seeing it? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I was showing. Yeah. This is primarily for the faculty and the head of the institutions if you're there. I mean, this is what I was mentioning in the beginning, right? For example, if you would like to integrate some of these courses into your curriculum, right, through as an elective or as a mandatory course. So here are certain curated subjects that we have done. For example, if you want to roll out some of the subjects on AI and data science, so we have created a 4-week syllabus to 8-week to 12-week syllabus, right? So for example, if you want to roll out a 12-week syllabus, right? So we have completely curated, the content as a weekly plan, right? From week 1 to week 12, right? In different modules, along with assignments and assessment. And the end of it, there is a comprehensive, certifications through which they can actually, validate their complete understanding, right? So this is just one sample of, how these contents are actually, curated for different purposes, right? As an elective, as an industry offered elective, or as a mandatory subject, you can you can design it, you can take the Board of Studies approval and incorporate it as part of your curriculum as well. So this is something I just wanted to quickly show it as well. Probably I'll just pause to see if there are any questions. Probably PAL's team, you may want to administer if there are some questions and queries, and then we'll see what else we can show depending upon the questions.
Participants, I have opened the chat box for the questions. Now the chat box is open for the questions. You can ask your questions.
Meanwhile, Kishore, you can read the questions in the email if there are something.
Just a second. Don't receive any questions in email so far, sir.
Okay.
A lot of raised hands are coming up. Maybe you can ask them to put the questions. Yeah, I think they have started typing.
Sir, you want me to read the questions, or you can see the chat box, sir?
Yeah, I can see. I see one question from Ashwin. think it says only certain courses will provide certificates. No, I mean all courses, right? If you are able to complete it and complete the final self-assessment and secure, 60%, then the certificate will get. You will be able to generate the certificate and download. Anything which is termed as a course, right? You'll be able to download the certificate, right? So you will see something as a resource. You will see something as a module, right? So which will not have certificate. Anything which is termed as a course and you fulfill those requirements of completing it, right, through taking the self-assessment and completing all parts of the course, you'll be able to download the certificate of completion. And okay, moving to the next question, Springboard helps in placement training and placement opportunities. Yes, definitely yes. So the entire intent of Springboard is to enable the students towards jobs, towards future skills, right, towards your building your career, right? So that's the entire intent. And is there any free course provided? Yes, all courses are free, all certifications are free, right? Internship program, anything, right? Springboard is completely free of cost. Okay, so nothing, there is no cost involved for anything. Okay, I see another question. Okay, how AI is acting in Infosys and what role have in future? Definitely, yeah, I think every organization, I mean, Infosys is actually striving to become an AI first organization. There are many initiatives that are happening, starting from enabling our own people on AI. So we have AI aware to AI builders to AI masters, training programs, what we offer for our own employees. And as our own efforts, I think we have built small language models to models ourselves to on banking, on IT operations and cybersecurity and so on, right? So there are many agentic AI agents which are built to develop for our client applications as well as for some of our internal applications. Yes, so we are well on our way to become an AI first organization. So some of those learnings we are definitely bringing to initiatives like Infosys Springboard, which you can benefit from, right? So is it possible to conduct assessment for course by the institute? Yes, I think you can reach out if you would like to conduct any assessment. So the special privileges needs to be enabled for the faculty, right? So which can be done, right? And does your certificate globally certified? So these are certificates, certificate of completion, which you will be able to download, and folks who wants to verify will be able to verify as well through the QR code, right? So these are certificates. Obviously, whether it is globally recognized, I think that is what you want to ask. I think if you look at some of the Infosys certifications, which are 3 hours or 2 hours or 1 hour of comprehensive exams, right? For example, especially the technology certifications, which are hands-on certifications. I mean, this is the only platform where you get those hands-on comprehensive assessments. Hands-on, as you need to actually code and submit, right, to prove your mettle on those technologies. Definitely, if somebody is able to clear Infosys certifications, which are comprehensive assessment, definitely I think they have those skills within them, right? And moving on to the next question, does Springboard has aptitude and interview based training? Yes, as I said, you have the soft skill playground, professional skills playground, where you can practice, right? And there are wide variety of different soft skills, professional skills related courses that are available for you to prepare on these. I mean, not exactly on aptitude, but on those skills that are required for you to present yourself better. And there are technical interview practicing a playground that is available, which you can make use of. Which courses is recommended for CSE students? I think, I mean, if you look at the 20,000 courses, right, as I said, it predominantly covers courses from AI to as advanced as your AI, generative AI, to data science, data engineering, to different advanced technologies in the space of computer science, to as simple as learning computers, to Microsoft Word tools. right? PPT and Excel, you can learn, on the platform. And some of these professional skills and management skills courses are applicable across, not only for CSE students, but across any students can benefit from it, right? Going to the next question, are the online course interactive? Yes, I think you'll have, you have the discussion forums where you can interact. Now you will have those quizzes in between, right? You will have exercises and assignments, for you to complete as part of the courses. So it's a neatly packed course with hands-on, with assignments, with quizzes, through which you'll be engaged to learn the topics what you are going to learn. Providing any internship for second year, this internship is open. In Springboard, internship is open for anybody from your first year of college, right? You can wait for those communications and you can apply. And as I said in the beginning, I think you'll have to go through this selection process to get shortlisted. And certificate that you used to join your company at the moment, no. This is part of our CSR initiative, hence it is not currently linked to any of Infosys selection process, but it will eventually come in the future days. Which course is recommended? I think you can search for AIDS related courses. Definitely, you'll have the relevant courses available through the search. You can search for this. Yes, Springboard and NPTEL, I think there is a question. So definitely, I think both has its own processes, as well as, for example, NPTEL, you may need to go in person and attend the assessment. The case of Springboard, it is an AI video proctored assessments, and you can take up those courses, and I mean you can take up the courses anytime at any pace that you want at Springboard. So definitely each one has its own processes and guidelines to be followed. Are there any competitive programs where top performers in online courses get rewards and early project exposure? I'm not really clear about the question, but if you look at it, I think just to quote some of the examples, there were a couple of girls from Mysore who have completed when we launched it around 2021, and around the time of 2022, close to about some 2 girls who have completed close to about some 300 courses within 4 months of time, right? So the hunger is there, and people are able to complete courses, and of course, I think once you are able to complete and get the skills, obviously, I think that itself will take you forward. The Springboard helps in institutions bring physical training programs. The question is really not clear, but so these courses can be used by the faculty to teach in your classrooms, right? And if there are some specific requests, for example, you want to conduct a host a faculty development program, right? Or you need an expert for a conference. I think those are certain things which can be worked out. Definitely, the certificate will be useful, to showcase as as a proof of completion, as well as that you possess those skills, and will definitely help you to stand out, amongst others. If you say that you have completed these courses and certificates. Yes, internship is applicable across years. I've answered that. Infosys provides certificates on LinkedIn. Definitely, yes, you can include it in your resumes, in your profiles, or in the LinkedIn. You can include. Can you suggest? I think there are enough courses available for computer science, IT students, right? I'm sure. I think you can search. I mean, as I said, 20,000 courses are available for you across different areas, right, which you can explore. And colleges need not have MOU to access the courses, but if you want to have access to the dashboard, right, and the telemetry and the students' learning data, then the MOU is needed, because that needs to be covered through the data privacy agreements, right? So MOU is not needed, is not a must for the students to access the courses, but if the college is looking for reports, looking for dashboard access, yes, the MOU is required. Obviously, I think there is no question. AI is useful in medical field. It is already being used, across, right? Starting from even robotic surgeries to, multiple recognizing patterns and identifying the diseases. It is being used, widely in the medical field. I'm sure, I think it will continue to mature. Of course, yes, you can work on different projects based on these learnings, based on the skills that you develop. Yeah, I think there was the same question on including in LinkedIn and resumes. You can definitely include. Yeah, EC students can also apply. I think if you're interested, you get to apply directly those areas, right? If the areas are relevant for you, you can directly apply, on those areas. So how can we track our learning path in Springboard? I think individually you will see your own profile page. Within that, you have your learnings, where you can see what are the courses that you have completed, learning paths that you have completed. Your entire learning history will be available under your profile page of Springboard, where you can see what courses you have completed and which are in progress as well. So biotechnology students can, yeah, I think that's a different question. I think if you are able to prove your mettle, prove your aptitude skills and the selection process, definitely I think you'll be considered in the industries. There are multiple specialization and department students get to aspire to join IT industries, and definitely yes. What is the advantage of studying in Springboard? I think, all are great platforms. NPTEL, SWAYAM, Infosys Springboard. There are some of those are central initiatives, and you get a variety of different things in each of the initiatives. You get internship, you get exclusive programs for girls, you get close to about some 20,000 courses free of cost. So that's what Infosys Springboard brings about. Yeah, I think there's one question on what are the skills needed to join Infosys company. So Infosys, as a fresher, right? So there are 3 different roles in which we recruit currently, right? Number one, it's a system engineer, where you go through a written test in terms of aptitude, right? And then there is a there is an interview, skill-based interview that you go through. If you get selected, you get selected for system engineer role, right? And people who get selected can also upgrade it to, there is something called as a digital specialist, where you get to go through a technical test and the technical interview and the HR interview, right? And you get selected as a digital specialist engineer. That's a upgraded role. And beyond that, there is another role called as power programmer, right? So which goes through a kind of a hackathon way of selection process. So all these 3 are entry-level roles, from a power programmer to digital specialist and system engineer at different salary level, right? So I think some of the questions I'm just skipping, whatever I have already answered. As I said, in internship, you can apply. The communication will come in Infosys Springboard banners. Once you're registered, you will get those emails, and you can register for those internship programs. Yeah, I think there's an interesting question on what courses would you recommend doing for 2027 pass out students. I think one is obviously, I think have learned. We look at skills. We look at courses in 3 different ways, right? So we call it as skills of the past, right? Skills of the present and skills of the future, right? So this is exactly what actually guides us internally. And at times, skills of the future will become skills of the current, and skills of the current over a period of time will become skills of the past, right? So we have to, the only answer there is, I think, build this, the habit of culture of continuous learning, and at the same time, build those foundational skills that are required for you if you aspire to become part of any specific industry, right? For example, as I said, the IT industry currently, what we do is, the first 8 weeks of our training program covers 1 programming language, fundamentals of software engineering, database, right? And those professional skills. And on top of it, we build a specialization, right? It could be full stack, it could be package specific, or it could be engineering specific, or it could be cloud, or it could be cyber security and so on, right? So build your foundations right, and inculcate this culture, habit of continuous learning. I think that will take you forward automatically. Okay, so I'm just skimming through some of the other questions. I think I answered. There's a question of what kind of jobs you provide for freshers. I just elaborated. There are 3 different roles in which if you fail or don't complete the pre-joining course, will that no, there is nothing related to joining or onboarding here. So this is especially for your individual development, nothing related to recruitment, which is part of it. I think there are more questions on internship, which I have already answered. There's a 8 weeks virtual internship. Whenever the new cohort is going to be launched, you will get those communications. If you're registered, you watch out for your email IDs. In your email IDs, you'll get those communications, or look out for those banners in the platform. You'll get to see those registration links through the banners. All right. Okay. Yeah, so there's a question on what are the courses for some of the core engineering or civil engineering, etc. So there are some courses. I mean, if you look at it, I think some of the digital courses or IoT, right, are all kind of an interdisciplinary ones. Definitely, will be applicable, but there are nothing exclusively for some of the core aspects, because the entire focus was to develop digital and life skills. So that's where. Even though from the mechanical or civil batch, I think some of those interdisciplinary courses will be of relevance for you in Springboard. Can you tell the free course? I think all courses, certifications, learning paths on Springboard are free. Okay, I think I've covered most of the courses. I mean, most of the questions. Yeah.
Kishore, can you check the email if there are any questions there?
Sir, I have checked the. I'm checking it frequently. No questions, sir.
No questions. Okay.
Sure.
So
yeah, I think I covered. So I just checked all the questions. So looks like I think most of the questions are covered. Yeah.
if there are any more questions, we can send to us either through that same ID, then we will forward it to Infosys and get it answered.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so thank you, sir. It was a very nice educative presentation. I'm sure all the students and faculty from various institutes who attended it found it useful. And now, just one clarification. Somebody asked, will you give a PALS certificate for this? I thought I saw a question, but PALS will not give a certificate. All the certificates will come directly from Infosys only. We are only facilitating this. And I know that some of the PALS colleges are already on Springboard. So for them, it was just learning some new features. But there are many other colleges or partner institutes of PALS who are not on Springboard. So this is an opportunity for them to get into Springboard and extend the benefits for their students. So I hope this was you understood what all are needed to get into Springboard. And if you do have any questions, you can ask PALS team, and we will forward it to the Infosys team and facilitate your logging or signing into Springboard. I presume for normal interaction, you don't need any MOU or anything, right, sir? Any registration or MOU, nothing is required. We can
Nothing is required. The students can directly, go ahead and register and start accessing. So as I said, if the institution is, the head of the institution, of the coordinators, faculties looking for reports, looking for details of what the students are learning and access to the dashboard, then the MOU is needed. Yeah.
Okay. So my recommendation is the students can start using it, and in due course, the head of the institution can apply for an MOU, because probably they may need the data for their NIRF audits and other
Sure.
audits.
Sure.
So they might come for collecting the data. So the suggestion is the students can start using it and benefiting from it, and probably in a month or so you can get the MOU in place.
Absolutely.
Yes. So if there are no other questions, we can conclude the session, and I pass it on to Mr. Krishna Kumar for giving the word of thanks.
Good afternoon, friends. It was a very interesting and enlightening talk and presentation given by a friend. It was very, very interesting. In fact, none of us was very clear or informed of what Infosys is doing in this kind of areas. There are also many more companies who are doing this, but this is a full pledge. He talked about some 20,000 or 30,000 courses being offered. I request the participating institutions to take advantage of this and start using it. I would like to thank him for the whole presentation, which was very interesting, quite informative. I would like to thank RKR for R. Krishnamurthy Rao, who had organized this program, and also PALS PMO, and the participants who are in large numbers. More than 1,000 people have attended this program. I'd like to thank everybody here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Kishore.
Thank you, sir. Participants, I have pasted the feedback link in the chat box. Please leave your feedback.
Stop recording.
Yes, just a minute, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Victor.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, SKK, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, RK, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Nice session, RK.
Mm.
Nice. It's almost completely.
Mm.
We have to, if it's possible, so that